Alright, YouTube, it has been quite a long few months since my last upload. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about building versus buying, or half building, an AR-15. As you see here, we have part of my AR-15 collection with a couple of incompletes, being the far left here and the one on top. So quickly to run over recommendations for future or current AR-15 owners that may have a hard time otherwise finding these answers online, like I myself did. This here on the far left is a completely home-built, nothing pre-built AR-15. The reason that I say completely home-built, the center one here, I built the entire lower. The upper here, minus the grip and the optics there, was a purchase, pre-built. Same with this one, far right here. This is your standard, I guess, military style A2 stock, A2 handguard, sort of, kind of. Got a carry handle, just your average steel pressed mag, and your regular run-of-the-mill grip there. Up top is actually one that you've all seen before. I've just swapped out some parts, so we won't be discussing that one very much. But, so to discuss here, for those that may or may not know what the difference between the upper and the lower is. This here in my hand, though I know you can't see very well, it's a little dark. That's the upper. This here, minus the magazine, would be your completed lower. I am taking this video on my tablet, so unfortunately there's no way of zooming out any further than we already have. Let's talk a little bit about this lower here for a second. This lower's got all of its pins, hardware, so on and so forth, is nickel boron plated. Is that necessary? No. However, the trigger group that I bought, I did buy on eBay. It's a nickel boron trigger control group, fire control group, sorry. So that's a nickel boron hammer, trigger, and I know you can't see entirely, but there's a reset in there, and a little shout out to a bunny. Everything else I really just put on for show, just because, well, why the hell not? This here, being the buffer tube, is even trigger, or I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Nickel boron. Got a heavyweight buffer, Magpul collapsible stock. This is a Hogue rubberized grip, which I thought I wouldn't like, but I really do. In fact, it really doesn't even feel like you're holding anything at all when you're holding it. Close your hand around it, just feels very right. I was concerned about it getting kind of, sticky or gunky, but no, actually it's very well designed. You see we got a Magpul trigger guard. This one actually screws in. I was very pleased with it. It was well worth the $20 or whatever I paid for it. And your takedown pins here, as you can see, are textured. Maybe you can see, I don't know. And oversized. Now, quickly to discuss this upper. This upper came from Gunbroker, once again minus the, maybe we should do this from a different angle, minus the forward grip and the sight. In fact, it didn't come with a bolt carrier group either. But, though I know you cannot exactly see it, I got myself a BCM Gunfighter with a extended latch or oversized latch. Charging handle, by the way. Sorry, I realized I just didn't say that. This is also a nickel boron plated bolt carrier group. For those that are having a hard time finding the difference, this piece right here with your star, that's your bolt. That's the only thing that's actually your bolt. The rest of it is your bolt carrier group. And if you are looking into what it takes to turn your AR full auto, I'm not going to go into great detail, but one of them is make sure you have a full profile bolt carrier. So what that means, right fast, this is kind of an everything video, whatever, it's fine. I'm going to take one out of this little gun right here. All bolt carriers start out just about the same. The difference is that they mill back. I'm fairly certain you can see it. I want to just line them up a little better. They mill back. This back piece here, you can see this one is not. That one's milled way back. This is going to prevent you from having a full auto rifle if you choose to go through and find the rest of the things you need. That being said, so that's a purchased upper. This one here, let's set that aside. Sorry. It's an awkward video. We might redo this, we might not. We'll find out very soon. And this being put together so recently, I haven't been able to break it in at all. So, toss my phone, bang this on the bed frame. There we go. Alrighty, now everything on this upper here was put on separately. I wanted to do non-iron sight with a drop-in style handguard, which, as you can see, leaves your gas block on a carbine length barrel exposed. I don't think it looks that bad. You might consider it tacky. That's really your decision. Overall, this was cheaper. It's a gun broker barrel, eBay drop-in quad rail, an Oops stripped upper here that I bought, and the Oops is just that, and I personally don't care about that at all. The person that I dealt with on Gunbroker was fantastic to deal with. I will deal with him quite a few more times in the very near future. I actually bought a lot of these lower part kit and everything from eBay itself. Went to a local gun shop, picked up my Magpul angled foregrip there. On the bottom, foregrip, flat dark earth, grip, green, stock black, because, well, that's what was readily available. And since I'm going to be building many more, why the hell not? This here's a stainless steel trigger group. Everything else on it is just plain black, as you can see. By the way, this is a Spikes Tactical Lower, as is the one with all nickel boron, as is the one that we won't really discuss. That one over there is a Smith & Wesson Magpul edition. I guess just briefly, that's a Delton full upper. It came with Magpul furniture. I stripped it down and put it on that because that's just my range rifle. It's what I take to the range. It's cheap. I don't worry too much about it. And now to cover costs before we have to wrap up. Rifle fully built from parts. Trying to budget it was just around $450. Trying to go over the top with my nickel boron, and even though I did get a fairly inexpensive upper at 300, brought this build to just over 1,002. That's with, I'm counting 3 different optics that I bought for it, so probably about 1,000. And then this guy here was actually a waste of money because I went ahead and got the, like I said, the Delton complete build kit, which basically leaves you needing absolutely nothing except for your stripped lower. It comes with the rest, except for a carry handle. It does not come with anything like that, so you need a rear sight. That was $560. So leaving that in the middle at, see, the lower was about 90 or 100, so $660, $700. It's a $700 rifle, minus the fact that I took everything off of it and put on other parts. Build your own. Build your own if you feel comfortable with it. Head spacing is going to be the number one thing that you want to be aware of, and the head spacing is something that you'll want to look up online. That is something that is covered very, very well, but just briefly, that's a spacing measurement between your bolt and the chambering position of the rifle. Hope this video helps. Got my bed covered in AR-15s. Very much enjoyable. Feel free to request videos in the future or for the future. Always happy to answer questions, so leave feedback, comments. Be polite. There's no need for your comments if you're, you know, some war veteran that has massive amounts of experience. I'm just covering some bases that were not covered for some friends that wanted me to help out. Alright, YouTube. Thank you much. Bye-bye.